Hi there, tribe. Good morning to you. Is it a bit bright in here? It's Louise. How you doing? Good morning to you. How are you all? If you're there live with me, give me a wave. Let me know that you're here with me this morning. What time is it actually? I've had the most manic of mornings. Just clients phoning, and I did a live call this morning for my husband's company, one of their departments, to give them some mindset tools, some mindfulness techniques to help them. So it's been a really manic morning. Oh, who have we got? Hi Sally, Angelina, hello. Christine, good morning, give me a wave. How's things in Australia, Sally? What's it like there? Are you still buying all the loo roll? How are things for you? It's getting pretty serious over here now. For us, I think we're going to be having a lockdown, certainly in London anyway, very soon, I would imagine. Good morning, Christine. Hi folks, how are you? Hi Tina, good morning to you. I hope you are well. I hope you are all well. How are you all feeling now that the news is sort of sinking in? It's been a really interesting few weeks, and I just wanted to touch base. I did a blog post yesterday and a video about the impending lockdown of Corona, I called it, and I've had so many people email me and message me, and if you are one of those individuals, I will respond to your email or your message when I get round to it. I promise I will. There's just been so many coming through, and it sort of made me realise how much we all need to kind of connect and get together at this point, because we need to help each other raise our vibes. So I just want to talk a little bit about that blog post that I wrote, and just share some bits and bobs with you that I think will really help and assist you over the coming weeks. Cereal, Sally, yes. Oh, okay, so you're onto cereal now. Toiletries, bread, yeah. We're the same. We're buying pasta and what else are we buying? Rice, obviously, all sorts. We've got a problem with the supply chain coming in, so a lot of the shops are empty. So I'm really hoping the government can settle that down and sort it down, because I think it will relax people, knowing that they can buy food and the supply chain is working. But we're yet to see that, so fingers crossed they sort that very soon. Tina's saying, yeah, Tina, I totally agree. I couldn't believe what I saw this weekend with people out and about. I mean, it was like it was a bank holiday weekend, wasn't it? People were literally out. I mean, the weather was beautiful, but yeah, people aren't getting it at all, are they? It's very disconcerting. So I just want to touch base with you. So I have been, like everybody, through a bit of an emotional roller coaster over the last couple of weeks, really. And I, like you, probably went into this void of fear and, was thinking about, oh my God, what if this happens, and how am I going to do this? What does this mean for our jobs and our economy? Blah, blah, blah. What I am really pleased to say is that I'm sure I will have dips, and we've got lots of mixed emotions that are going to come, but I really feel I've come out the other side of that fear, and that's when I sat down yesterday in my dressing gown and I wrote the blog post, because I really feel in a much more balanced place now in terms of my fear. I'm sort of gaining a greater understanding of what is actually happening here, and I want to share that with you today, because hopefully it will bring you some comfort. And I've been reaching out to other Hay House authors, other people that I really respect in my community, and listening to what they've been saying. I listened to the most beautiful video by Eckhart Tolle, who has written The Power of Now. If I can share the link, I will. Go check it out, because it brought me so much reassurance last night. And the way that he was describing what was going on was just perfect. So, hi Catherine, good morning to you. I hope you are well. I was looking at the notes. I'll come back to the notes and have a look in a bit. So for those of you that are still feeling that anxiety and that fear, I really want to reach out to you today and hopefully bring you some good vibes and help kind of settle you down, because there is something bigger happening here. There is a mass spiritual awakening happening, and I've been reading so many books about this over the years, and I've written about it in my own work. And I have to be honest, over the last year, it's been rough for me because I really questioned my own path. And, you'd look out into the world and think, Christ, what is going on? What I really believe right now is that we are all going through a transformation. We're all being forced into awakening, into this ascension process. And us in this community are already on that path. There are so many that are going through a massive shock right now because they haven't got a clue what's going on. And I think we really have the advantage of realising that we can see the bigger picture. The world is changing literally right in front of our eyes. And I don't think any of us could have imagined that it would happen quite so quickly. And the world will never be the same again. And I don't think it's going to be all bad. I really don't. I genuinely think some amazing things are going to come out of this. All the scientists are going to, do loads of studies about the fact that the aeroplanes weren't flying and how that affected, the air pollution and how the earth started to regenerate. There's going to be so much good that comes from this, and as a result, so much change globally, economically, and individually. Now, our job right now is to find a way to ride our emotions. We can't suppress them. If we feel a certain way, we feel a certain way, and that's okay. But our job is to try as best we can to get above this, I don't know what you want to call it, this void of fear that is literally over the planet right now. And I promise you, if you can do this and get into that higher state of consciousness, get into that higher vibe, you will start to feel your nervous system relaxing. You'll start to feel that peace within you, that everything's going to be all right. Hi Melissa, how are you doing? Good morning to you. Hi Jackie, hello my darling, how are you? So we have to find a way to kind of get out of this sort of cloud of fear and get up and raise our vibe. And that's why I sat down yesterday, and I haven't felt quite so cool to sit down and write for so long, and it was good. It it all kind of came out. So I want to talk a little bit about how we can do this today, a few tools and tips, some of the things that I'm doing in my life, and hopefully that will assist you. Our job as a community is to raise our vibe, because if we can do that, we can help those that we're closest to in our lives. And of course, on a wider scale, we can help the world by putting our good vibes out there. It is hard, really hard not to fall into that void of fear, and especially as the news, and it's really hard not to watch the news, isn't it? Really hard. But if you're going to watch the news, try and only watch it once a day. Last week I was literally tuning in the morning, at lunchtime, in the evening, all the announcements, and it was making me more and more anxious. I think over the coming weeks we're going to sort of settle down. I think the news is going to become more distressing. It is. So it's really important that we monitor how much we watch and that we start taking good care of ourselves. Good morning, Tammy. Hi, Kim. How are you? Oh, it's so lovely to have you all with me this morning. I'm just talking about the blog post that I wrote yesterday. I've had so much feedback, and if you are one of the individuals that emailed me or messaged, I promise I will get back to you as soon as I get the opportunity to do so. So I want to talk a little bit about how we manage this energy and what we can do for ourselves. First and foremost, keep your routine. It's so important. I did a corporate call this morning for my husband's company, and I was talking about how important it is to keep the structure to our day. So I love being at home. I'm used to being at home. I'm used to being in my own space and being by myself. It's quite disconcerting for me to have the family and the dogs and everybody in the house. But it's really important to get dressed every morning. And this is a really obvious thing. I know that. But even me, I found myself last week not putting my makeup on, sitting around in my pyjamas until lunchtime. And I am dressed. I have my slippers on, but I am dressed. I have my makeup on, and it makes such a massive difference. So please, this is not a holiday. We need to keep the structure for ourselves, for our family, for our mental, spiritual and emotional well-being. Get up every morning at the same time. Get dressed, put your makeup on if that's what you do. It sets you up for the day. Please Don't let that slip, because before you know it, your body clock will start shifting. You'll be slobbing around in your pyjamas all day and feeling shit about yourself. So please make sure you keep the structure to your day. If you can, and if this works for you, it certainly works for me and my family, is get a routine, get a sort of a schedule for the day. In fact, I'll post a picture when I get off the call. On our fridge, we've all got our own timetable that we sat down at the kitchen table last week, and we wrote the timetable, and we all decided what we wanted to put into our own timetable, and they're all sitting on the fridge. And as I say, I'll post a picture. So Elliot, my son, has got one, Esme's got one, me obviously, and Carl, because we've all got our own commitments. We've got study, I've got study, kids have obviously got study, Carl's working from home. We also need to make sure that we exercise and do all the things that we want to do. So if you haven't done this yet, please either draw it out on a blank piece of paper or get on Excel or whatever and get a timetable, get a structure for the day in place, because it will make a difference. So get dressed, get up, get a schedule in place. Make sure you put lots of downtime in there. Don't be too hard on yourself and thinking, well, I've got to, work, I don't know, a 12-hour day. Make sure that you get time in there for whatever it is that feeds your soul. This is the one opportunity that we're going to get in our lives to do things that we haven't had the opportunity to do before. So whether that is getting in the garden or doing more meditation or whatever it is that your heart is sort of calling for, make sure that you schedule that into your schedule. So yoga for me, I do it once a week. I want to do it every day. I want to make sure that I make time to do it, because I'm never going to get this amount of freedom. I've never had this amount of freedom before. No school runs, no commitments. My clients, I'm not talking to them at the moment quite so frequently for obvious reasons. So that's really important. Now, what I've decided to do is kind of create my Corona, to-do list, hit list, whatever you want to call it, things that I want to make sure that I do to keep myself occupied and busy over the next, potentially 12 weeks, right? And I want to share some of these things with you. So obviously getting dressed and stuff like that, doing yoga. I have my makeup on today, but I'm going to rest my skin as much as possible. When I don't need to put it on, I'm not going to. Walking the dog with the family, because Carl and I always do this on our own. We'd either do it together, and we've actually said to the kids, you are going to come out with us every day at 4:00. We're all going to walk the dogs together for our own sort of well-being. And they're quite happy with that. They resist every day, but we make sure they do that. I mentioned the other day when I was doing a live that I'm starting a vegetable, it's not a patch, I've bought like a trug, which is like a vegetable patch but on legs, so that it's sort of waist height. I'm just waiting on those supplies turning up, and I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I'll be honest, I really haven't. I've got a book that I need to kind of read and understand. And this is something that I've been wanting to do for so long, but haven't got round to doing it. And this is my opportunity. There is no better time for me to do this and get my hands in the soil, get my mind off of what's going on and get my head out of technology and into the garden. And aren't we lucky that spring has sprung quite literally over the last few days? So it gives us the opportunity to get outside. Some other things that I'm going to be doing is bouncing on the trampoline. Really simple stuff, but again, I don't do that very, very rarely. Just simple pleasures, simple things that I wouldn't normally make time to do. This opportunity, this awakening is a call to go back home. That's what we're being called to do, is to go back home, to reconnect with ourselves, our spirit, the things that bring us alive, our family, our community, and the world, right? It's a time to kind of draw within, and amazing things are going to come out of the back of this. And yes, it's scary, it's really hard, because we're worrying about our jobs and our future and how it's all going to unfold, but I really do have faith that things are going to work out. And if you're feeling anxious, or somebody in your family is feeling anxious, whether that's someone living with you, a family member, or whether it's somebody that's maybe living on their own and you're having to support them, by phone or online, please help put their mind at rest and remind them if they're feeling fearful, it's because they are not present. If you're feeling fearful right now, or somebody you love is feeling fearful, it's because they are future tripping. It's because they are thinking about all the scenarios that could happen. I'm not going to have enough food, or somebody I love is going to get ill. It's because they're future tripping. If you can show them, or you yourself can bring your attention back to the present moment, you're right here, right now. And right here, right now, we're okay. The sun's shining. We're together. It's okay. There's food in the cupboard. We've got enough to keep us going. We're connected online. It's all right. So when you find yourself future tripping, bring yourself back into the moment, because this is where you will feel the peace. This is where we need to learn to be. This is our lesson. This is the awakening process. Don't fall into that void of fear. And when you find yourself doing that, bring yourself back into the present moment. Really important. So guys, I just wanted to share this with you this morning. I meant to do this live at 9 o'clock and just got completely waylaid doing other stuff and phone calls with family and clients, etc. But just remember, there's a bigger thing unfolding. I think we know this, we feel this, we're all in this community together, and something special is happening, and it's going to be very disruptive and it's very scary. It can be, but just see the bigger picture unfolding here, and remember, if you're feeling fearful, it's because you've lost yourself in your mind. You're future tripping. Bring yourself back into the present moment, and use a breathing exercise like the 4-4-4 exercise. You breathe in for 4, hold, breathe out for 4. And that just sort of calms the nervous system, brings you back into the moment. You know what you need to do. Don't fall into the void of fear. Play your part in this awakening process. Help others to kind of awaken with you. Now, I'm going to post, or I'm going to do some more lives throughout the week, just sharing little bits and bobs that might help and assist you. We might even do some Zoom calls at some point. I don't know. I'm just sort of playing this by ear at the moment. But I want you to know that we're in this together. We are here. There is no better time for us to connect. So put some comments for me. Let me know how I can support you. And if there's something that you see online, you want to post it in the tribe, then do that. If it's uplifting and you feel that it would be helpful to our community, then please do that. Let's help and support each other to get through these weeks and see the opportunities that are coming about. It's a chance to go home, go within, and to spread the love, really. So lots of love to you today, and thank you again for all of you who've commented on that blog post I sent out last night. It's been quite overwhelming, actually, all the feedback I've been getting, and I can't wait to reply to you in person. So yeah, we'll speak again in a couple of days, or maybe even tomorrow. We'll see. Lots of love, and remember, we're going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Take care, guys. Bye.